Good morning. Okay, that was really bad. Good morning. Okay, better. I need you guys to help me alleviate my own nerves. 20 years ago, one of the associate rectors at St. Paul's Church went to enter the building at 3 p.m. and the doors were locked. He later asked the church staff, "Why are the doors to the church locked?" Their response was simple: "Keep those middle school kids out." See, every day there have been swarms of middle school kids entering the building after school. So the natural response was to lock the doors. They were disruptive. They were engaged. They were bothering them. But then they went back and they did some research. And what they found was that most of these kids were going home to empty homes and unsafe environments. So they changed their mind. They opened the doors, hence the name Open Doors, and welcomed the children in. And what started as a very simple drop-in center for a few kids in the community eventually evolved and transformed into a comprehensive learning program that complements the work of the traditional schools. Today, Open Doors Academy serves over 350 youth a year in 8 different schools across the greater Cleveland community. Our mission is simple: protect, inspire, nurture, and challenge youth to reach their full potential. And we do it in direct partnership with the school, the family, and the community. So let me tell you a story about a little boy named Shaq. Shaq is a rambunctious 7th grade middle school student. His life is not easy. His dad and his brothers are incarcerated. His mother struggles with sobriety. There is not one piece of furniture in their home, and his fridge is almost always empty. He shows up at school, his clothes are often dirty, his stomach is grumbling. His teachers will tell you he's disrespectful, he acts out, he doesn't do his homework, and he even gets physical with teachers and students at times. But here's the thing: Shaq is a bright boy. He is a math whiz. He knows numbers like none other. Unfortunately, his behaviors overshadow his ability. And while the school realizes he has potential, they are limited in their resources to help him achieve. And that's where we come in. Every day we spend time with Shaq. During the school day, we sit in his classroom with him, and we role model for him the behavior he should be engaging in. We also redirect behavior, and we walk down the hall with him, cheering him on like his #1 cheerleader. Every day after school, he comes to us, he gets a meal with us because he's hungry. Sometimes he takes 2 or 3 sandwiches when they're available. He does homework help and academic tutoring, and he engages in our enrichment programming, which focuses on life skills, character building, and leadership development. Last summer, Shaq learned how to ride a horse for the first time. In fact, it had been the first time he'd ever been out in the country. He also earned his blue belt in martial arts, and he designed his own 30-second animation film using stop-live animation in one of our technology workshops. Shaq will tell you this: Open Doors Academy is my jail saver. He will also tell you that for the first time in his life, he knows that he will and he can go to college. There are so many more out there like Shaq. 22% of youth in Ohio today live below the poverty line. 50% of them are living in extreme poverty. Even more alarming, in 2010, in the state of Ohio alone, 33,000 youth dropped out of high school before they graduated. We have a model that works. It is innovative and it is successful. Every day we're in the classroom. The schools will tell you we are their #1 asset in helping their children achieve. We are engaging parents in a way that no other organization does. 98% of our parents completed their 16 required hours of involvement through parent education classes, support groups, volunteering, and family events. And we are the only program in Northeast Ohio that begins working with children in the 6th grade and serves them all the way through high school and college, guaranteeing that they graduate high school. That's right, we have a 100% high school graduation rate. We need your help. Consider this math. $23,000 a year puts a child behind bars for 1 year. $5,000 opens a door to their future with us. We have schools that are knocking on our doors, waiting to be opened. We have a wait list of 8 schools that want programming next year alone. But we need your help. Help us break the cycle of poverty by opening doors to our children's future. Thank you.
No matter what, she gets the Best Shoes Award
I know, you
today.
like this? I didn't fall either. I was very nervous about falling.
Very, very skillfully done. Well done. Let's get some questions.
Knocking on your.
Go ahead.
If the schools are knocking, on your door to access your services, why aren't you marketing to them? Why aren't they sharing their budget with you? If you're helping to improve their end product.
Let me, I can answer that very clearly. Last week, actually earlier this week, Cleveland posted in the news that they just had to make a $13 million cut in their budget. Their deficit is great, and their resources are limited. So our request to them at this point is simply keep the doors open so we can serve the kids. Most schools now in the Cleveland School District are closing their doors at 3 o'clock, leaving these kids to go on the street. Our simple request to them at this point, because again, their resources are so limited, is keep the door open, provide staffing so that we can be there, provide janitorial staff so that we can at least be there in your space, and we'll help come up with the other funds.
I think we have another question.
Hi, Annmarie. You mentioned that your parents are very involved in your program. Can you explain to us how you keep the kids engaged all the way from 6th grade through 12th grade?
Absolutely, and I should state that we have 80% of our kids that start in the 6th grade are with us all the way through high school and college. We maintain a very high retention rate of that. And the reason we do is it's because of the relationships we have with the kids. That is our core value, is that the relationship between the adults and the youth have to be strong, and it's our strongest component. So when we begin working with them, that's the first piece we build in. And to just show you a testament of that, our kids will call us at midnight because something happened at home and it's not easy and they need someone to talk to and they can't. So we have that depth of a relationship with our kids that they can always come to us. And because of that, they keep coming back because they know that that resource is there for them.
This room would agree that across Cleveland and Cuyahoga County, we have pockets of excellence happening in terms of projects that have literally closed the achievement gap for our kids in our community. And from your perspective, what are the biggest policy barriers that exist that prevent us from scaling those practices to create a system of excellence in our region?
I think the number one policy barrier is funding. I think right now we're going through a reauthorization of the ESCA. And because of that, there's a big chance that after-school programs will lose their funding. A significant amount, because what their goal is to open it up to schools to be able to extend their day, which, while it's important, is not necessarily impactful. So in terms of policy, definitely the way that it's tied to funding is the greatest gap in being able to serve those kids.
Last question.
Hi, Annmarie.
Hi, Jessa.
I'm wondering how many children do you service on a daily basis, and what is the application process like for them?
Absolutely. We serve 350 kids each day. We do require that the kids attend 90% of the time. That means they're not allowed to just go home because they don't want to be there. So on average, we have between 300 and 350 kids we're serving each day. The application process is the parents have to register the child online. They have to come into an orientation and agree to the expectations set forth. And I will tell you, a lot of people might be like, well, then you probably lose kids because your parents are expecting to be involved. We do not. Parents see the value in what we're doing. And because of that, they're willing to invest. And so that's the process that we engage in.
Thank you very much, Annmarie.